Alright, we're back with some more unwanted change that nobody asked for except for maybe the whales. So they released this update announcement and they changed a few stuff and some more buffs to Jinchu. Maybe it's because of it's nearing the Chinese server release, so they want to buff him and then promote him as much as possible, or it's just because of a furry, I don't know. But yeah, the changes right now is Divinite. The requirement to be Ascension 6 Phase 6 to equip Divinite will be removed, and then Divinite, this is also, again, most of these changes is going to be for like the Chinese server, because like this stuff is mostly for new players, new whale players. It's not gonna benefit like new free-to-play players, because free-to-play you're not really gonna get like Divinite that early on, but it's gonna benefit the whales because now you can just spend on Divinite as soon as the server goes live. I think that's what they're trying to push. They're trying to get as much money as possible as soon as the server goes live, so that the whales can buy out their Divinite, because you can buy them in the shop. And then even before getting the Esper to Phase 6, because it does take a bit of time, you need to farm out EXP, you need to farm up the Ascension materials. You can just straight away give the Divinite to your Esper. So yeah, it's not really going to affect the current players, it's just going to affect the new players that are going to play in the Chinese server. And then Divinite attribute adjustments. All level 1 Divinite's attributes will be reduced, but the attribute increase per level will be enhanced. The total attributes at level 30 will remain the same. Again, this is trying to push out whales, new whale players in the new Chinese server when it does happen to launch, because the impact of reducing the attributes of Divinites to level 1 means that you cannot just whale out the Divinite, you also have to level it up, and you can buy the level up system in the shop so that they can sell the level up system for the Divinite, because that thing doesn't come by as common as we would like, right? So if you're a whale and you're new, you can get a shit ton of stats from just your level 1 Esper with a level 6 or D6 Divinite and a level 30. Again, the level 30 is going to be the same, but level 1 is going to be reduced. So you want to level up your Divinite from now on. This also kind of affect existing players, because right now in PvP, if you have your units at Divinite level 1, then you're gonna have reduced stats. But if you do level it up all the way to level 30, then you're gonna have the same effect, same stats as you currently have. Again, trying to push out more whale stuff so that they can get as much money as possible as soon as the server goes live. And then rival rune optimizations. After they update access to, okay, this is nice, this is quality of life. Your opponent's rival rune level will be displayed in Beatbout as per deployment screen. So for those who are trying out the Mavis strat of letting the rune to be lower level than your Emma or than your Hang Yue, then you can't really do that anymore, because they can just check before they run a Tolan comp on your ass. So yeah, this is good, and also I don't know, this is okay, it's not really that good or bad, it's just quality of life, but to most it's not really quality of life, because again, if you're trying that strat with Mavis, then you're getting kind of cucked with this one. Beatbout missions will be added to the quest. Complete these missions to acquire mission points. Okay, that's nice. Beatbout rule. Okay, this is the trash one. Beatbout rules will be optimized in Beatbout if the offensive and defensive Espers have equal AP and speed, and they are the same Esper. The one with higher power acts first. Under all other circumstances, the defensive Espers act first. This part, the one with the highest power acts first. So if you don't know, in Beatbout, the old Beatbout, I think they already changed it. In the old Beatbout, there is a rule that states that if you have the same speed and you are the defending player, then you go first. Because again, this relics that you are using is the same as everyone else, right? If you have the relic maxed out, everyone will have the same speed on the same Esper, or on the Esper that have the same base speed. But with this change, now you can whale your way to get speed. For example, right, let me show you a comp. Okay, let's say for example this team, right, we both have R2 Ethan and we're both running TA with the speed lead, which means both of our TA have the same amount of speed. But because my TA has R2 resonance, there is a higher likelihood that my TA has higher power. Now the way that you can level up your power on your espers is by giving them skill ups and boost stones, resonance, and divinite, and also divinite level. So 3 out of 4 of those features are pay to win. The only one that you can farm is the boost stones, while resonance, divinite, and also skill ups is pay to win for legendary espers. They do come by around, but it's not that often that you can just level up all of your divinite, all of your abilities for your legendary espers, right? So because I have an R2 TA, I can outspeed this guy. Whereas previously in the old Beatbout, you can outspeed if you are the defensive team, and that's a good thing because the defending team, it shows you what you are running, whereas the attacker can accommodate to what you are running, right? For example, his team, I know exactly what he is running. He's running a speed TA, an OC. I know all of his resonance. I know he has an R6 Ethan. I have all of this information, while he can't do anything about me. I am the attacker, which means I can run a straight up counter to his team. If I had a Tolan, I can just straight up run a Tolan to his team. But the fact that they decided to make this higher power X first, it incentivized even more on your summoning of resonance, on divinite, on giving more skill ups, which means they're trying to sell that even more. And it means that your defending team will be even harder this time around, because if you're someone with low resonance, you can run the speed team with, like, let's say for example your the fastest speed team with Tolan and R2 Ethan. You're still not safe at outspeeding the enemies, because if the enemy somehow has an R1 Tolan while you have an R0 Tolan, and he has a higher power than you, his Tolan is going to outspeed you regardless. Doesn't matter if you are the defending team or not, which is pretty shit, because again, if you're the attacker, you have all of this to your advantage. You can you know exactly what the enemies are running, you know exactly how many resonance they're running, which means you can react accordingly, right? You can run a counter to his team, to the defensive team, all you want. Is this really that bad of a change? It's not really that bad. It's only gonna affect a few players, but again, if you keep adding little shit upon little shit, eventually it becomes a huge pile of shit, right? Beatbout is pretty shit with the rival rune system. Knockout is absolute garbage right now with the rival rune system, and then if you keep adding more shit, eventually the game becomes trash completely, right? And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about the Beatbout system and this change that incentivize even more spending. I mean, it's fine if you're trying to incentivize spending, but if you're trying to make it so unfair to the point, like for example, the old Beatbout, for the defensive team having that slight advantage was not a problem at all. In fact, in my opinion, that was a really good thing. But then they decided to add this bullshit. So if you have a slightly higher resonance, even 1 resonance higher, you can outspeed for whatever reason. Like, that is so stupid, man. I don't know what they're trying to do with this game at this point. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it too much. Jinchu buffs. His ability to the buffs duration is now +1, so it's now a 3 turn. Intimidate is now from 2 to 3 turns, and then his Divinite, the whipping, when the bearer's HP is below the target, that's the old one. Just retribution's damage increase, and the new one is when the bearer's HP percentage is equal or greater than 50% of the target's just retribution damage is increased. So more buffs to Jinchu. They are really trying to push Jinchu. And then our 6 resonance. Jinchu's Intimidate won't be removed upon death. I'm not too sure what this is about. I guess even if he dies, your entire team still has the Intimidate effect, which is kind of crazy. Or it might mean another thing. So I don't particularly know about this one. But yeah, the reason I guess why they're trying to push so many buffs to Jinchu, like in this short of amount of time, there's already like 2 buffs to him within one patch, is because of he is like a Chinese god, right? So with the Chinese server, they're trying to push him. I guess maybe give him for free, or like make him a rerun in the Chinese server. Who knows? And then also pack adjustments. The opening requirements for certain Divinite disc packs and sound matrix stone packs will be adjusted. What I think is going to happen with this one is they are going to reduce the level requirement for the Divinite disc packs. So whales in the Chinese server will be able to whale as soon as the server drops. There's probably going to be like a level requirement of level 5 or something that you can just get it within like an hour of playing the game. What this patch screams to me is mostly to prepare for the Chinese server release, because right now we're at 2 more days, right? I think the Chinese server releases in 18th or within the next patch, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's not really doing much to the current game except for the Jinchu change. This change is quite nice, but this change up here mostly doesn't affect many players except for this one. This is gonna really impact the defensive team for free-to-play players or Dolphin, because now the whales can just outspeed you even if you're running a Tolan and Ethan comp, which means they can just stomp your speed defense team. Also, I forgot to mention, in one of my videos someone commented that the Falsetto Fantasy rewards got nerfed, which is kind of crazy as well. I didn't even notice this one. So they increased the Divinite disc from 1500 to 2500, and they also added Nexus crystals, but they removed the Shimmer records. Removing Shimmer records definitely impacts your Shimmer record income by quite a bit if you are only a PvE player, but the increase in Divinite disc is quite nice. Now the reason why they did this, and the reason why they increased the density of rewards for the top 10 players, is again to incentivize whaling, right? As if the abundance of leaderboards in this game doesn't already incentivize spending, they decided to increase the intensity or the density of the rewards for the top 10. And also the knockout system or knockout rewards also got changed. The Shimmer records went from the Falsetto Fantasy to knockout. So now knockout top 1%. Previously it gives you 220 fragments. Now it's giving you 8. So they increase it by 3. So they removed the rewards for Falsetto Fantasy and put it here. Top 64 and top 10 previously had the same rewards. The only difference is that top 10 has this gold border thing. But now they want to increase. They want to incentivize spending even further. They increase the density of the rewards for top 10. Went from 9 to 10 Shimmer records, and 50 to 950 to 1000, and also this one also increased. Everything else increased. So you can expect Celestial Anomaly to have a leaderboard system, and you can expect the top 10 rewards and then top 64 or top 100 to have a different layout and have more rewards density to incentivize spending even further. So yeah, I mean, I hope that for those players who like leaderboard content, you can get the increase in leaderboards. Otherwise, you're liking it for no reason, because there's an increase in leaderboard content yet you still can't get it. So yeah, I don't know why you like it. This game doesn't have any balance with the Espers. For me, if the game doesn't have any balance, leaderboard system is very stupid, because it just depends on what Espers that you have, not so much the strategy that you use. And yeah, that's about it. Some more changes that we don't really care about, and some changes that it's just a little shit, but it's piling on to the amount of shit that they have added in all of the patches so far. That's about it. Ciao.